President Donald Trump's ridiculous trade war, which has raised prices and threatened supply lines, was launched with the stated goal of bringing manufacturing back to the United States, which, by the way, is not a bad goal as long as these manufacturing jobs are union jobs with good pay and good benefits. That said, that supposed goal appears to be on the verge of backfiring. Now, this according to the Wall Street Journal, which is not a liberal publication by all means, or by any means, I should say. Now, according to their most recent report, U.S. automakers are seeking to find a workaround that will help them avoid the effects of Donald Trump's ridiculous tariffs. Their idea, outsourcing. Yes, relocating their manufacturing facilities to China, which, again, is supposed to be the whole thing that the tariffs are supposed to stop. Outsourcing, bring back American jobs. Now, according to the report, 4 major automakers are racing to find workarounds to China's stranglehold on rare earth magnets, which they fear could force them to shut down some of the car production within weeks. Several traditional and electric vehicle makers and their suppliers are considering shifting some auto parts manufacturing to China to avoid looming factory shutdowns, according to people familiar with the situation. To which I say,
whoopsie.
Wow. Yeah, it turns out those Liberation Day tariffs are having the opposite effect, unless, of course, the thing that we're supposed to be liberated from are jobs and money, you know? Yeah, but you don't understand, Jeff. Tariffs are needed to get the countries to the negotiating table. It's all a tactic. Okay. Then where do we stand on that? Well, let's see. In the 2 months since Donald Trump's tariff announcements, we have had how many deals? Not very many. Not very many at all. Maybe 1 or 2. Okay. But we have had very many pauses on specific tariffs that have been announced, which is where he gets the taco nickname from. Okay, because he always seems to chicken out on these tariffs. Oh, weird. I'm starting to believe that perhaps Trump didn't really think this whole thing through. Yeah, he did not. He did not, because he's not very smart. Okay, not a very stable genius after all. I know. Crazy. But okay. So now, according to a new report, automakers in dire need of these rare earth materials for the production of electric vehicles are looking to move some of their manufacturing operations from the U.S. to China, as I mentioned. Now, what happens to the workers if these companies move? Oh, right. They're out of jobs. Oh, yes. Now, this happens to be at the same time where there is a bill that cuts both food stamps and Medicaid, for people who are poor, working poor specifically, because most people that are on Medicaid, about 65% of them do work, or 64%, and the rest are unable to because they're either caregivers or they're disabled or they're elderly or children, so they don't work, obviously. And so, yeah, $880 billion getting cut out of Medicaid, $230 billion out of SNAP program for feeding hungry people, specifically children. That bill might end up passing. It passed the House. It is now in the Senate. Oh boy, disaster. Okay, disaster for the workers. Now, other ideas, of course, that these companies are floating, including shipping Made in America motors to China to have magnets installed, which definitely seems like a total waste of resources. Seriously, total waste of resources. But generally, the idea of moving production to China as a way to get around the tariffs on rare earth magnets could end up working because they didn't think it through. The restrictions only covered the magnets, not the finished parts. Which, of course, if any of this happens, that would be both a political and economic disaster. Okay, which pretty much would, of course, sum up what we all expected from the Trump administration, because after all, this man went bankrupt 6 times and understands absolutely nothing about running a business. Nothing. That said, of course, while Trump may get embarrassed by this, or maybe not, I don't know. He might not even be cognitively there enough to feel embarrassed. He will not be the person that suffers here, because he won't be the one losing his ability to take care of his family and pay the bills. That'll be the workers. They're going to be the ones that most are affected by this, as well as the consumers, as Trump will have driven out what little manufacturing still remains in this country with his absolutely ridiculously and stupid trade policy. I mean, it's dumb. Stupid. Who knows, though? Perhaps this is part of his plan. I mean, perhaps he really wants to destroy American manufacturing, because that is one of the few places in the private sector where you can still find strong labor unions. And we all, of course, know exactly what Trump feels about labor unions and labor protections.
I know a lot about overtime. I'd hated to give overtime. I hated it. I'd get other people, I shouldn't say this, but I'd get other people in, I wouldn't pay. I hated. I mean, I look at what you do. You walk in and you just say, you want to quit? They go on strike. I won't mention the name of the company, but they go on strike and you say, that's okay, you're all gone. You're all gone.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.